It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we've got the Seahawks, towering tight end. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. It's the Seahawks and the Saints, and it comes your way next on EA Sports.
We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Go. Two of the bigger disappointments in the first quarter of the season doing battle here as we get this one underway. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And leading them out, their signal caller. Now it is fourth season in the NFL.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of...
Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. Touchdown, New Orleans. Amon-Ra St. Brown, his fourth touchdown on the year. And the Saints get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a nifty return there all the way across the 40. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And leading them out is their fifth-year quarterback.
And the tendency for most of these guys is to want to match things right away because they have a lot of confidence in their talent too. They just saw a big strike against their team, and you know they're thinking to themselves, I can get this back right now on one play. Well, if it's there, you take it, but otherwise, just go ahead and calm your team down. Run the offense, get things going, and see how things settle in.
Back to Walker on first down. And he'll take this one down near the 15. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Well, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
2nd and 9 now. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Touchdown, Seahawks. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Now the try here for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So that drive, 4 plays. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And a nice return, but he's going to pay for it as they knock him down hard at the end. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. 68 yards. And the Saints have taken the lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Now you look at the Saints defense. Now, they've been dreadful against the run. No getting around at number 32, dead last in the NFL.
They have tried all season long to fix all the things that they need to in the running game, and they have been successful so far. I'm wondering if this is a time to just sell out. Make sure you have 8 in the box every time and bring a 9th and sometimes even a 10th to try and stop them from running the ball.
Now they'll change things up. They'll try for the first with Walker. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 58 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Anytime they think they've got him open beyond the markers, you know they're going to throw it his way. And that's not going to change even after that incompletion was forced.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's 3rd down. And that sack, Charles, just looked like a case where a speedy defensive end is a little bit quicker than the offensive tackle.
Yeah, it makes it difficult for a tackle to determine what exactly to do. Do you do the kick slide and try and get back in the pocket and meet him there? Do you meet him on the line of scrimmage where they call a quick set? In any event, right now, he's having his troubles.
Looking to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. The Seahawks send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, New Orleans. Chris Olave, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. The extra point by Sly is up and good. And it's now 21-7. The quick strike ability certainly intact there. 2 plays, 80 yards to score it. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. When you look at the Saints defense, and this unit very tough to throw against, currently 2nd best in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Back to throw here. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally. Walker now on 1st and 10. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2. This 2nd and 4. As they've got it as we resume action. Second and 4. And he's got his big tight end here. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Good defensive call right there because they had someone shadowing him along his entire route. And he was right there ready to provide a hit that prevents him from making another catch to his big start.
Now to the ground. Here's Walker. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. And he continues to have success running the ball here in the first half as he's already closing in on 100 yards for the game. Walker will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Now the try here for the point after. It's up and good. This becomes a 21-14 ball game now. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was Ken Walker finishing things off with a touchdown run. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
On the move past the 40. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. He'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver trying to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Now that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Throw left side complete. That's Ferguson. And the Saints are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Tajay Spears, his third rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. The extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead now up to 14. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. That last run going to put him over 100 yards for the ball game. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. They run again with Walker. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. This will be caught at about the 5. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Back to throw again. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Seahawks get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point right down the middle. And they're within 7 now at 28-21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The focus goes back to Chris Olave, the Saints offense. He's up over 100 yards, has the touchdown. He's a big-time receiver in this league, so the question becomes, how do you limit him going forward?
Well, you know the guys trying to cover him, they haven't had a whole lot of success thus far, and while they will still accept the challenge, maybe you have to change your focus. You have to get after the quarterback a little bit, disrupt his timing, because right now it feels like pitch and catch. Make sure he's not able to have clear sight lines to him, and maybe that'll slow him down.
And this is not the guy you want to let play pitch and catch. They'll look to throw here on first down. Complete to Olave on the out route. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Let's go.
They'll look to throw here. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. Message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. He's past the 30. He will score. Touchdown, Seahawks. And people still trying to get back to their seats from the concession stand here at the start of the third quarter, and boom, we got points on the board.
And you just identified why the bulk of stadiums have increased presence in the concession areas, right? TVs, loudspeakers, so people can still follow the game. And right now, they're bummed out that they missed that big return to start this half.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Saints offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving.
19 Tiger. Let's go now. Go, Jack Panther.
They go play action here on first down. Rolling to his left. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on second down.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down. A tough spot here, 3rd and 15. Now back to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Ferguson. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making him play.
They'll set up the screen for Spears, and they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
That's good. Saints. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
And here's a give to Spears. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set them back for second down. To say they've kept him under wraps running the football, that's an understatement. He's been completely neutralized.
Yeah, they've essentially taken him out of the game, haven't they? And you know all the teams say, we're not going to let him beat us. Well, that's exactly what's happened here. They've lived up to that.
And he'll get about 6 here before he is taken down rather rudely and abruptly. That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career, that draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they call Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
Nice third down conversion and even 20 yards. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Hand off to Spears. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rush is just tee off on your quarterback and makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
He's trying to get it to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st. In motion right, Olave. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Sly able to put this one through, and they have regained the lead. So a response there to the touchdown of the opening drive of this 3rd quarter as they're able to reclaim the lead.
And I think you'll take that because obviously you'd like to be able to match them touchdown for touchdown, but the first order of business was to get the lead back, and they've done that. Now you want to give a good pep talk to your defense to take it from there.
And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Still a couple yards short of the 1st as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Over the middle, finding Smith and Jigba. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He finds his target. It's Matthews. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the 3rd quarter. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. Up the middle, here's Walker. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Here's a 2nd and 7. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. He's been big, 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. He'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. But that last throw, Charles, puts him over 15,000 yards passing now for his career.
And, Brandon, they're not going to stop the game and give him the game ball here, but that's still a pretty impressive number, and he's got plenty of more good football ahead of him. Although I would say the team should give him a game ball after it's all over.
And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there, 4th and 3. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This a 33-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the fourth quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Olave over the middle. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 2. St. Brown motioning left. And now a run with Spears. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Here's Walker to start the drive. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape. As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receivers on. His hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
This one an absolute must. It's 4th and 4. They'll set up a throw. Flush to his right. Oh, look at this. It's intercepted. Picked off by Drew Sanders. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Here's first down. Out of the gun to give to Spears. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. The Spears with another carry. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
On 1st and 10, it's Spears. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's second down. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Second down, 8 yards to go.
70 Lions! Alert! Alert! Unlock Lions! Check go!
They'll run with Spears. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
Sly able to put this one through. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that's going to be incomplete. Here comes second down. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Saints have just about sewn up this football game. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational. So this one a victory here for New Orleans, and it was a game